names for hurricanes, Dean. Partly inspired by wartime trends, but also playing into old stereotypes about women being unpredictable and temperamental.
Oh, careful.
Anything you want to say about that, Dean?
No, not much. I wouldn't be game enough to, but it was quite funny. The women of Southeast Queensland were running the show last night because I was speaking with one lovely lady she was making the toasted ham, cheese, tomato sandwiches while her husband was asleep. Another lady was looking after the pets. Her husband was snoring next to her in bed. And another bloke asked his wife to get up and make some cookies. So it was the women of Southeast Queensland that got us through last night.
Wait. What brave man asks his wife to get up and make cookies?
Particularly in the middle of a weather event like that. So, yes, it's interesting, isn't it, that they used to be all named. I can remember when they were named after women, and I think it was only changed in the mid-'80s or early 90s.
Until the 70s.
Oh, it was the 70s, was it? So there you go.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Have we had a Cyclone Karen? Because we're also talking about changing names.
I've got a Cyclone Karen at home.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You don't want to mess with that. That's Cat 5 sometimes too.
Yeah.
Yeah, frightening. Fresh frightening.
I just thought I'd bring it up because I thought you'd like to comment on it with only 12 minutes left in International Women's Day.
Yeah, that's right. I just thought a few of the girls I know have been commenting on social media just saying, what a sad day it's been for us girls. But yeah, interesting, isn't it? Well, it's funny that they were going to name this Cyclone Anthony, weren't they? But
I know.
But the Prime Minister got involved and said, no, you can't do that. We're heading into an election.
It might ruin his chances of being re-elected.
Exactly.
I think there might be some other things, Albo, that could cause you damage in getting re-elected. So,
but you know what? I want to look at some of the uptakes of what's happened in the last 24, 48 hours here. Some of the good things that have happened. I was speaking to Con. Apparently, through the wet weather, his cricket team's actually made it into the finals.
Can you believe that?
Because the team that should have gone through didn't get to play this weekend. So there was a positive.
Well, I was praying. I saw Con this morning when you saw me, and I was praying to baby Jesus that the sun had come out and they would have had to have played today. So they just didn't go through. But he said, no, they caught it off.
But for me,
you shouldn't be able to play. You should not be in the finals.
Oh, what if
from that?
Yeah, from that. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a positive for him to come out of it. He's making the best of a bad situation.
They'll lose the first week.
For me, I knew that I was going to have to bring the barbecue in off the balcony. So 3 days ago, I cleaned it, and then today, when I got home from work this morning, when I got home, everything was off the balcony. So I thought I'll get the handy Andy out, and I've cleaned the entire deck. And I've replaced the barbecue. Everything's sparkling clean on the deck again. So
how do you go cooking the barbecue inside? Does it leave a smoke stain on the ceiling? Does it? No,
but I was just adamant that I was going to have everything off the deck last night because I was worried about the weather. But so there have been some positives to come out of things. Men and women last night were talking to each other in their homes.
Yeah.
The power's off. There's no internet. There's no television. So people got.
Well, we found out the rules. Another one. We found out the rules of tonight.
Well, I heard you talking about that as well.
You can't put a 2 on top of a 2, like a draw 2. I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that either.
It's incredible. Hey, Greg's just texted through too. This is what I love about our listeners. We've just lost power at Everton Park now.
Yeah.
So this thing is still blowing a gale at the moment.
Yeah, look, on a serious note, coming in this evening from the city over the Story Bridge was wild. Drove up along Wynnum Road over the saddle there at Hawthorn. And power's out there. The emergency services police, I could see them down Riding Road with lights flashing. It's pretty wild out there, and I would suggest that we're going to get some quite heavy rain through the course of the morning. Just taking a look at the bomb radar, there's quite a bit about to come in. So some very, very heavy rain on the way, and I'll keep an idea on the bomb through the night. So we'll keep an eye on just how heavy that rain is and how quickly it's coming in, because we've got all sorts of things to consider tomorrow with regard to
this is the problem now, right?
Yeah, sure.
This is the thing that's probably we've been concerned about. It's the post-cyclone effects of all that rain. We're hearing reports of flooding at Hunter Street in Greenslopes, approximately 1 metre high.
Yeah.
So, and homes without power as of 11:45 tonight, 332,482. Now, that keeps fluctuating. I feel sorry for the men and women of Energex who are out there trying to restore power. Just when they started to get on top of it this afternoon, it started hitting Brisbane and the north side and the Bay areas, and all of a sudden that figure shot up again. Yeah,
and I'm hearing reports of 5 to 7 days in some places that people...
Well, that's what I've heard in my area.
So, yeah. So that's going to be very, very upsetting. I heard that gentleman on the phone earlier from Coolangatta. I can understand, why he's so upset. But I can also understand that, when you look at the weather as I was coming in tonight, only a couple of hours ago, you can see why we can't send emergency service crews out in weather like that. It's pointless.
No, absolutely right.
Yeah.
All right, mate, you got a big show. Are you going to play some songs tonight too?
Look, we'll see how things are going. We'll see what the audience is like. We're nice and busy last night. There were plenty of calls coming through. As you say, eyes and ears of southeast Queensland everywhere for us, and we rely on our audience to let us know what's happening at their place. And we had a bit of fun last night with...
Did you?
Yeah, we came up with an alcoholic concoction called the Cyclone, which sounded pretty tasty.
Well, what's in the Cyclone?
Oh, look, it actually got pretty involved, and so I just went back to my favourite Cyclone cocktail, which is called a Moreton Bay porridge. So that's 30 mils of Bundaberg rum OP in a Vegemite jar with some ice, and you half fill it with milk.
Fantastic.
Moreton Bay porridge, it's brilliant. I had one on Christmas morning.
Wait, milk?
Yeah. Have you never had rum and milk?
I'm glad I don't drink it. I don't drink anymore.
Oh, you haven't lived. Fantastic.
Oh, I have. Gents, just lost power in Barden also, says Wayne. So thanks for your text there, Wayne. Break time, 7 to 12. Have a good show tonight, Dean.
Yeah, look forward to it.
And I'll catch you tomorrow night as well. 7 to 12. This is our rolling coverage of ex-tropical Cyclone Alfred. More in a moment here at 4BC.
Mornings with Bill McDonald.
9 News weather dude, Luke Bradnam.
There's nothing more important than local radio right now because this will change on an hourly basis. We're not in charge here. Guess what? It's not a TV show. You don't program Mother Nature. We're not in charge. No scientist in charge. No tracking computer is in charge. Mother Nature is in charge. And she's way more powerful than any computer system that we've got or any modelling system we've got.
Mornings with Bill McDonald.
Really like people
Okay,
sitting.
ladies, set menu or a la carte?
Yes, please. Mandy hates having to choose.
You can't have both, madam.
Reminds me of my old home loan. Competitive rate or flexible features. But by switching to Macquarie Bank, she got a home loan designed with good borrowers in mind, so she could enjoy a great rate with all the features she needs for a better banking experience. Yeah, I can have my cake and eat it too. Good borrowers deserve to get it all. So search Macquarie Home Loans or speak to your broker and say, I bank with Macquarie. Lending criteria, fees and T's apply.
Catch Life and Technology with Charlie Brown every Saturday morning from 8, or download the latest Life and Technology episodes on your favourite podcast platform. Life and Technology, brought to you by Harvey Norman. Shop in-store or online today.
Who wants bugs like flies, mosquitoes, ants, fleas, cockroaches or dust mites hanging around their home? Not you, I'm sure. So the solution is to get yourself the Pestrol Premium Bug-Free Bundle. It'll repel all those pests and more. The active ingredient of Bug-Free is sourced from natural pyrethroids found in Tassie and covers a generous area of 150 square metres indoors and a 5.5 metre radius outdoors. Plus, just like so many Pestrol products, it's safe for people, pets and the environment. User-friendly, programmable and featuring a remote control for effortless operation, the Pestrol Premium Bug-Free Bundle comes with 2 Pestrol Premium dispensers and multiple refills for only $129. Purchase the Bug-Free Bundle by calling 1-800-338888 now. That's 1-800-338888 and use the code BUGFREE for this exclusive offer plus free delivery, or visit pestrol.com.au. Pestrol, the leader in cutting-edge automatic insect control technology.
Hun, what are you...
Didn't you say Morgan needed a trim?
Our mortgage needs a trim, not the dog.
Oh.
Trim interest on your CommBank home loan with multiple offset accounts. It's another way you can. Search CommBank Home Loans. Application subject to credit approval. Eligibility and T's and C's apply.
You're only a what-if away from...
Flipping into a deck chair at a heavenly hotel pool.
Yeah. Jumping onto a jet ski or a paddleboard or any of these.
Sliding into cocktail hour at that swanky resort. Waiter.
Yeah. Stepping onto the deck of a fishing boat with an esky. Hey, boys.
You're only a what-if away from the perfect summer holiday. Book it all on the What If app.
We're jumping into this. Cannonball!
What If? It's Aussie for travel.
Live and local with rolling coverage of Queensland's weather emergency. This is 4BC.
4 to 12 for Jason Matthews. Dean Miller in after midnight tonight as we continue our 24/7 rolling coverage of tropical ex-cyclone Alfred. Actually, my daughter Amani's just jumped into the studio. Well, no, I'm not going to put you on air. It's okay. She's used up all of the free Wi-Fi here at 4BC by downloading her favourite shows on Netflix. Using my account, God forbid, I'm going to get a note from HR. I guarantee it. They go, why were you watching so much Taylor Swift while you're meant to be working on Saturday night? Anyway, Dean's going to continue the coverage. Some text flying through 0499 880 882. Give us a call, though. We want to know what's going on in your place. 133 882 if it's safe enough. We've been talking about board games tonight. Yes, the big topics. We've been covering the serious stuff and this stuff. Instead of playing Monopoly, it takes so long. Try playing Monopoly Deal. Takes 20 minutes to play. Thank you very much for your text. But what is Monopoly Deal? Is this like a Trump thing? Everyone just gets money and you... I don't know what's going on there. 3 trees gone in the reserve. Power out. This is worse than last night. Sure has been. I feel we spent today being a little complacent in light of reference to ex-Cyclone Alfred. Thank you, 007, for that. Great text here from Jack Lynch of Hamilton. Hello, 4BC Gems. Thank you for that, Jack. Number one, 4BC has been outstanding. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I would say our listeners have been better informing. He's been wonderful. His performance over this week has formed a concrete foundation for many terms as Premier. Jack, with you much more. When I see our Premier stand before the media, I feel confident. Hey, Jason, thanks for your service during this time. I'm at Clongtarf and the winds are howling. Yeah, they have been, haven't they, Anthony? Power's gone off and back on a couple of times. Hopefully I can drift off to sleep listening to 4BC. Well, if anyone can put you to sleep, it's me. And Anthony, you're probably not hearing that at the moment because I probably have put you to sleep. Hi, Jason. My daughter is at Manly West and she asked if the cyclone is coming back. We all have winds that are worse than last night. That's Nicole. Nicole, that is ex-tropical cyclone Alfred. It has made landfall. What else is there? Hi, Jason. Gary H. says it's hunkering, so it must be. Regards, Dave. Okay, listen, Dave. Gary Hargrave isn't right about everything. Most things, yes, but he's not right about everything. We use ChatGPT to find out tonight. You can use bunkering and hunkering. Again, I told you, we've covered the big stories tonight here on 4BC. Georgia Condek has the latest news for you in just a moment, and then Dean Miller will take you throughout the morning as we continue our rolling coverage at 4BC.
Seen something? Send 4BC a text 0499 880 882. Brisbane's 882 4BC.
It's midnight. I'm Georgia Condek. Ex-tropical cyclone Alfred has finally landed on Queensland's mainland. Dusty Fitzpatrick has the details.
After slowing down and being delayed by days, the storm has made landfall, with the centre moving across Bribie Island, with it bringing gale force winds to Brisbane, Moreton Bay and surrounding areas. According to the Bureau of Meteorology, Alfred is likely to track west across the country over the next few days and bring heavy rain. Flash flooding is expected to bring havoc to the southeast, and Queenslanders are being urged to be safe and sensible. More than 300,000 residents are without power, with the majority in the Gold Coast, Brisbane and Moreton Bay. Dusty Fitzpatrick, 9 News.
Police are imploring residents to stay off roads due to the risk of rapid flash flooding. Heavy rain is the main risk being posed by the low. Acting Police Commissioner Shane Shalepi is warning the event is far from over, saying motorists could face suddenly rising waters,
which could catch our motorists unaware if they're moving about. Can I assure you we have our resources pre-deployed, police, fire, SES, as well as our swift water crews. But this flash flooding could pose a significant risk to life.
Locals in northern New South Wales are being told to remain on alert despite ex-tropical cyclone Alfred being downgraded. Dozens of evacuation orders remain in place, with significant flooding still possible. SES Acting Chief Superintendent Stuart Fisher says the situation is being closely monitored.
The Bureau advises there is still further heavy rain expected over the northern rivers due to the ex-tropical cyclone, and there remains a risk of river levels reaching levee heights if intense rainfall develops.
To other news now, a farmer who tackled a teenager allegedly armed with a shotgun at an airport in Victoria has been honoured by the Sydney Swans. Barry Clark apprehended the 17-year-old while trying to board a Jetstar flight on Thursday. His actions have earned him free flights to any Sydney game.
West Australian Labor has been returned for a third consecutive term in power. The result is called less than 2 hours after the polls closed in the state's election. Premier Roger Cook paying tribute to his Liberal opponent, Libby Metham.
I congratulated Libby on the tireless work she put into this campaign on the campaign trail. And look, she's a decent person who, like most of us who go into public life, does it for the right reasons.
Also making news, 2 men have been charged after police allegedly seized $633,000 worth of drugs from a car. And Donald Trump has threatened to hit Russia with sanctions in a push for a peace deal with Ukraine. In finance, $1 Aussie is buying 63 US cents.
Listen live, catch up, grab the highlights, enter to win. No matter where you are, you can do it all with the 4BC app.
The Cowboys have been thrashed by the Sea Eagles 42-12. In the earlier game, the Bulldogs took down the Dragons 28-20. Michael Maguire's tenure as Broncos coach is off to a flying start. The Broncos thrashed the Roosters 50-14 on Thursday. Maguire says he was impressed by stars Pat Carrigan and Payne Haas.
Having Paddy and Payno there is pretty special. They're machines. They're great to coach too, actually. Just two very simple blokes that are just, get out there and want to rip in, so that makes it easy.
Melbourne United down the Illawarra Hawks 96-88 in the NBL Championship Series. A-League and Adelaide United and Brisbane Roar have played a 1-1 draw. Wins for Western United and Melbourne victory in their matches. And Jason Day has produced the best round of the day to storm into the contention at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. The Australian's 8 under 64 at Bay Hill was his best ever return in the tournament. It's 12:12. That's news and sport.
Listen live, catch up, grab the highlights, enter to win. No matter where you are, you can do it all with the 4BC app.
Really like pizza.
Okay, ladies, set menu or a la carte?
Yes, please. Mandy hates having to choose.
You can't have both, madam.
Reminds me of my old home loan. Competitive rate or flexible features. But by switching to Macquarie Bank, she got a home loan designed with good borrowers in mind, so she could enjoy a great rate with all the features she needs for a better banking experience. Yeah, I can have my cake and eat it too. Good borrowers deserve to get it all. So search Macquarie Home Loans or speak to your broker and say, I bank with Macquarie. Lending criteria, fees and T's apply.
How can you make Brisbane's 4BC sound even better? Download the 4BC app to your smartphone or stream on your PC. 4bc.com.au.
You know UpTiles makes your floors, kitchens and bathrooms look amazing. But do you know where else you can find them? In your pool. Yep, UpTiles are now the pool tile people. Queensland's largest supplier of Spanish pool tiles. If you're putting in a new pool or renovating an old pool, you simply must see UpTiles' range of genuine quality imported pool tiles. Open 7 days. Visit uptiles.net.
4BC is with you on the wake up, across the day and on the way home. Live and local. 4BC is Brisbane.
Hi, Dean Hook from Hook Modular Homes. Family life is changing. Elderly parents are moving in and the kids, well, they're not moving out.
That's right. I'm never going to leave you, Dad.
At Hook Modular Homes, we specialise in building granny flats that suit your family and your property. We'll even look after everything, including all the council approvals. That's why we're Brisbane's leading granny flat builders. Hook, H-O-E-K, modularhomes.com.
A family-owned business, building for families.
QBCC 1169135.
Trouble concentrating? Then support mental focus and function with Go Healthy Go Ginkgo 9001 a day capsules from Chemist Warehouse. Formulated with the equivalent of 9,000 milligram ginkgo leaf, this vegetarian formula supports mental concentration and recall, and all with just one daily capsule. Clever. Support cognitive function with Go Healthy Ginkgo 9001 a day 60 capsules. Just $19.99 at Chemist Warehouse. Always read the label and follow the directions for use. Chemist Warehouse. Great savings every day.
4BC Weather. Live radio is proven to deliver a 20% brand uplift. Push your business in the sunshine. Find out more at 4bc.com.au/advertise.
Impacts of Cyclone Alfred to be felt today with heavy rain and possible severe thunderstorm. Flash flooding is also likely. A top of 26 in the city and Ipswich, 27 on the Bayside. Tomorrow a high chance of showers and a storm possible. Tops of 27. On Moreton Bay, a gale wind warning above 25 knots with seas up to 3 metres. Right now it's 22 degrees at Bracken Ridge. I'm Georgia Condek. More news at 1 as our rolling coverage continues on Brisbane's 4BC.
The across southeast Queensland, this is a special weather event broadcast on 4BC.
Yeah, well, good morning once again. My name's Dean Miller, continuing emergency coverage here on 4BC as ex-tropical cyclone Alfred wreaks havoc across the southeast. Thanks very much to Jace. Very entertaining, interesting, informative program. Given me a bit of a razz on the way in this morning. When I left you at 6 a.m. Early this morning, it felt like Brisbane had really dodged a bit of a bullet, didn't it? I was feeling relieved when we heard that, the tropical cyclone had essentially turned into a low. And, of course, those high danger winds that we were really concerned about were downgraded. But, boy, I tell you what a difference, 12, 18 hours makes. It certainly feels like a very different situation now. Alfred was, of course, downgraded earlier today, but don't be fooled. As the Premier, David Crisafulli, was saying almost a week ago, this system has quite a few moving parts attached to it. It's a moving feast, and the system is, of course, re-intensified with Category 1 cyclone force winds hammering Brisbane and Moreton Bay tonight, and that's evident in the power outages that we're watching. We're seeing suburbs dropping like flies, unfortunately, with regard to power. I think it's funny, isn't it? We just take electricity for granted, don't we? We just, consider, the lights are on, the fridge is working, I can grab a cold beer, I can check the internet, I can put the telly on, I can listen to 4BC whenever I want. And when the power gets pulled, your world really changes. I mean, so much so that Jason brought his young daughter in tonight. She's been without power on the Gold Coast for a couple of days, and it's driving her up the wall. She's going mental. Never been without power, never been without the internet. And so she came with Jason. While Jason was on the air for the 6 hours, she was busily recharging every battery pack she had and getting ready for the long drive home with Dad. And if you two are listening, take it easy on the roads heading home tonight. I can tell you it was certainly a bit of a wild ride in for me. Anyway, the system crossed the mainland about an hour ago, bringing destructive winds, torrential rain, the risk of life-threatening flooding is what we're looking at next on the card here in the Great Southeast. And right now, 330,000 homes and businesses are without power. That's a staggering number, isn't it? It's the largest loss of power from a natural disaster in Queensland's history. And for those people that are saying, oh, there's not much in it, I mean, that in itself is staggering. That's not people, that's homes and businesses. So times that by, the amount of people that work in those homes or businesses, and you're talking about millions. 330,000 homes and businesses without power in southeast Queensland. I know the Gold Coast is virtually in darkness. Same can be said for Logan. Anywhere along that line, along that coastline, really got hammered by big winds. And, of course, we've received a little bit of rain, not as much as we're going to. But the situation with the rain is a concern because the roots of trees, as you see, if you've been watching 9 News today, you'll see that the roots are, and the ground around that's copping an absolute soaking. And these big trees, Norfolk Island pines and the like, that are sitting in wet ground, are starting to lose their grip on the surface beneath them, and trees are dropping all over the place. That's happening tonight too as the wind continues. So this is a real concern. I'd say a good day to be an arborist, isn't it? Good day to sell chainsaws. There's been plenty of that going on. In fact, when I left 4BC this morning to head home for a sleep, on Wynnum Road, there was a massive tree, which was the police were there. God love them. They're doing a great job of emergency services. But there was a massive tree across Wynnum Road blocking all traffic into the city as I left here this morning at about 7:30. And that had happened on the left-hand side of the road and crossed right across Wynnum Road. So there you go. Damaging winds continuing, of course. Gusts up to 100 kilometres per hour recorded at Redcliffe. 95 kilometres an hour at Moreton Bay. Brisbane Airport, those poor people, they're in chaos there. A whole bunch of planes that they'd taken out of Brisbane were being flown back empty this afternoon so that they could resume operations tomorrow. But some of those planes struggled to land due to strong winds today. Flood warnings remain in place across major river systems. I'll get into all of that over the course of the next 6 hours. And authorities are warning of life-threatening flash flooding overnight. So here's what's coming next. Heavy rainfall will intensify inland. They're saying up to 0.5 metre expected by Monday. That's incredible. These numbers are staggering. 500 millimetres. And if you have a look at the bomb tonight, you'll see how much rain is coming our way. It's still wrapping around what is ex-tropical cyclone Alfred, the low pressure system. It's still wrapping in a clockwise direction, and you'll see all of that area of yellow shading. If you have a look on the bomb site now, you'll see all of that is coming our way over the course of the next few hours. So, if you're asleep not listening to us now, there's a fairly good chance that the rain's going to wake people up by about 3 o'clock this morning, and they'll be wondering what's going on, and they'll be coming to us here at 4BC for information. And, of course, don't forget, you're our eyes and our ears. So we'd love to hear from you. 133 882 is our number. You can text us to 0499 880 882. So there you go. We've got heavy rainfall expecting to intensify. Up to 500 mils expected by Monday. Major flooding likely across the region. Emergency crews are preparing for potential rescues. Swiftwater rescue craft have been deployed right around the place. We know how to deal with the flood in Brisbane, don't we, sadly? 2011, 2022. Goodness me. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. Power restoration. If you're sitting without power at the moment, I hate to tell you that Energex are warning conditions are remaining too dangerous for repairs in some areas, and the longer this thing goes on, the longer you'll be without power. And as I mentioned, 330,000 customers without power at the moment, the largest loss of power from a natural disaster in the state's history. It's staggering, isn't it? And spare a thought for those emergency service workers, those ADF personnel. Gee, I felt bad when I heard about this crash in Lismore. Serious crash in northern New South Wales. It's left 36 Australian Defence Force personnel injured. These people were coming to our aid. 2 army trucks collided while responding to the aftermath of ex-tropical cyclone Alfred. The incident Treagle Road near Lismore, that both these vehicles are, they're out doing it for us. They were simply on their way to help Aussies in need, and they'll say that poor road conditions have played a role in this crash, and they describe this area as dangerous even on a dry day. Well, it's certainly IDF by surprise, and as we say, 36 Aussie Defence Force personnel have been injured in 2 army trucks. One of them's rolled, the other one I think has run into the one that fares. And indeed, I'd like to second what the Prime Minister said in calling them heroes, on their way to help Aussies in need during this crisis that we're suffering in. Also getting reports that emergency services are responding to